Obviously, it's a nice warm day. It's going to be warm, hopefully, in Jacksonville. I think that really helps our team prepare. Yesterday was really warm, and you saw guys towards the end of practice when we're doing our drill work on punt return. They really struggled a little bit. So I keep telling them, the message to them is, hey, look, you got to play fast, you got to play hard, you got to play with great technique. You have to know what to do, even when you're tired, even when it's hot. And a lot of these guys haven't played special teams in college, so it's been a really good learning experience for them. What do you guys got for me?
Were you as surprised as us to see Cade York finally miss a kick the other day?
It was 58-yarder. He didn't even hit it well, and I'm thinking as soon as he hit it, I'm like, it's not even close. Then I watched it on tape. I mean, he darn near made it. He's very talented. He's got obviously a big-time leg. You guys have seen that. You know, everybody's concern was him kicking off prior to him getting here because he didn't do it in college. There's no concerns. It's not on my end. I think he'll do a great job for us and giving us what we need in that department.
It seems every time we see him hit the ball, I mean, he just blasts it. What is it about him? Is it consistency and approach? What is it that makes him so
He's really smart. He understands his craft. He's always trying to tweak it. I don't think he overthinks things. That's a really good thing about him. He's very confident in his ability. He's got a lot of leg talent. That's all going to help him as he goes forward.
I don't think I've ever seen a kicker hit the top of an upright, like the very, very top of an upright from beyond 50 yards. So my question is, like when Sebastian Janikowski came out with the Raiders, they didn't hesitate of letting him kick those 60-plus yard tries.
Right.
I'm just curious, do you guys feel the same way about Cade, that he has the capability, dependent on the situation,
right,
that you guys could kind of do something like that with him and just let him try those really super long kicks?
I think, like you already said it, it depends on the situation. It's the score, time of game, you know, first quarter, fourth quarter, anything in between. It really depends on, you know, where we're at. If it's fourth and short, our head coach will go for it. If it's fourth and long, and we might punt it, maybe we punt it, maybe we kick the field goal. I think, again, it's all situation-based. Does he have the talent to do it? Absolutely. I think so.
I talked to Jakeem in the spring, and he said that you pointed out to him that he hasn't had a return since like 2015. So how important was it to add him to that point?
I think it was extremely important. I mean, I've wanted to get Jakeem here the past couple of years. You know, he's been free, and you know, Andrew went out and got him, and I'm really happy about that. I think that's going to transform our return game. I think we've been solid. And I know we've had this discussion before. Everybody worries about average, but I'm more worried about field position, more concerned about getting yards. Even if 5-yard return, 8-yard return, 7-yard return, whatever, the offense doesn't have to get those yards. So it's not about average for me. It's about production. It's about field position. And I think Jakeem adds that element that you can get a big play with him because he is so talented.
Those that don't actually watch him would like look at his size and be worried about that.
Right.
I was talking to someone who said he does a really great job of avoiding big contact or positioning himself to where he doesn't get blasted. Is that something that you've noticed, and is that maybe with him getting offensive reps now, a lot of special teams coordinators might be worried about their guy, but
he's our guy. I mean, he's a Cleveland Brown, so and the head coach wants to use him on offense. Use him on offense. He's way too talented to be standing next to me all the time. And you know, is he? I think he's a phenomenal returner. I don't think he takes the hits a lot of guys take because of his stature, but his quickness, his center of gravity. He's got great vision. He's got, you know, Devin Hester, one of his strengths, you know, he was the greatest of all time, in my opinion, and he had that tremendous vision like most good returners have, great returners have. And I think Jakeem has that vision. He understands the game. He understands situational football, and that's what the element that he brings along with his athletic ability. Really good. You know, we signed Joe first back, I think, in February, and then we got Corey in free agency in March, late March, early April. I think they're both very talented. There's things that they need to do to improve in terms of their get-off times, which they're both working on. They both had really good days yesterday. They pounded the ball. It was a nice day and had a little bit of wind behind them. But I think it's going very well. It's a good competition.
Your coverage units have been pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
Really, our focus has always been on the returns and your kicking game. But
right.
Just what has made those coverage units so consistent?
I think it's it's attitude, it's effort. We do some things scheme-wise that helps our guys out. But I tell our players all the time, my favorite coverage in the world is 5-by-5 base coverage, safeties at the ones, and let's go play ball. And that's what we'll do all preseason, like everybody else, is to get our guys ready for the different type of returns they might see, or the techniques and fundamentals and drills that we always talk about. So that's what we'll do in the preseason, and then in the regular season we'll keep doing what we're doing. But it's also about having the right guys on the roster, which Andrew and Kevin do a great job of helping us in that regard. But we got good young players that love the game of football, and I tell them all the time, there's something wrong with you in a good way if you're going to cover a kickoff in the NFL. I think there's something wrong with you if you want to coach special teams in the NFL, but that's another story. But at the end of the day, I think we got the right guys in the right spots, and I'm excited about where we go from here. Anybody else? I mean, these two are monopolizing. Anybody else? I know you got one. No?
Going back to Cade, obviously you've seen him kick in games at LSU, but when you're kind of judging his kind of this stretch here, what's more important, what you see on the field in training camp or when you get him to Jacksonville and you get him on the field against Philly?
I think it's the competition against Philly when they come here. He'll kick some field goals when they come here for practice. I think any time you put a young player in a competitive situation, it's only going to help him going forward. And the great thing about Cade, he's very confident. You know, a lot of kickers, you have to kind of baby him a little bit and pamper him a little bit, and you know, don't hurt his psyche type thing. Cade's not like that at all. He's only 21 years old, which is incredible. He's very mature. He understands his craft. He's very smart, and he's very confident. And I think that's going to help him here, especially in Cleveland.
Is he still working at the stadium some, or is that wait till after the game?
Well, unfortunately, I think they've had a monster truck thing down there. They've had some concert. I don't even know who it is. Everybody thinks I know all these people. I'm a country music fan, so I don't even know who these other guys are. But I think there's a concert going on down there, so we have not been able to get down there. In fact, we won't get down there until the Philly game. That'll be the next time we're in the stadium. But we got him down there, I think, 5 or 6 times in the spring, which really helped him. He loved going down there. That helped he and the punters as well, and the snapper.
You've been here long enough now that you've seen guys, a guy like you, who started out on your unit and you know is still part of it, but has also really established himself as a good running back. You've seen guys sort of develop into that. What does that mean to you when you get to see guys follow that arc?
I think we talked about it after the Denver game last year when Dearness had such a great game for us on offense. I love that. I mean, I'm their biggest fan. You know, when they transition from being a core special teams player and they play that at a high level, and that's how they make the team. That's how they stick around. And then they're contributing on offense and defense as well and helping us win football games. That means the world to me. I love it. Absolutely love it. Because these guys, I mean, my children always accuse me of loving my players more than I love my own children, which is not true, guys, but it's pretty close. But, I enjoy the good players that work hard for us on teams that develop into really good offense and defensive players.
So it's cool to see him on the Today Show.
Yeah, it was great. I think I was even interviewed. I never saw it. I think I probably didn't get on. I was probably not good looking enough for their telecast. But yeah, they interviewed me for that as well. That was pretty neat.